Hello everyone. This is related to the single lines or the single liners which I have started. Already taken few of them, but this is a very important session with respect to the economic survey 2024. In this, all the facts I have taken so that these facts can definitely be asked in upcoming examinations. The first question is, what is India's projected real GDP? Few questions I have taken yesterday about the real GDP and nominal GDP. Add up with the inflation, the nominal GDP somewhere is around more than 10% or 10.5%. So you try to deduct, so that will the inflation part that will be somewhere around 6.5 to 7%. So you look at the GDP levels, that is the GDP levels with respect to the 2021, which has come down to 7, then it has moved up to 8.2, and it has been at 7%. So one thing is common among all of them. This 3 to 4 years, the average growth levels consistently is more than 7%. This is very important question. The average growth level of the GDP is consistently more than 7%. So please answer it as a correct one. What were the shades of agriculture, industries, and services? Agriculture stands at 17.7, industries 27.6, and services 54.7. Although the service sector occupies the largest one, which is more than 50, and agriculture accepted if it is 18%, and industries is somewhere around 17%. The trend of agriculture from the past, okay, the 5 years, if you could see, it has crossed 4%. So the agriculture target is of 4%, but it has crossed 4.18. So it is somewhere around 4.18. This is the most expected question. Next one, what percentage did India's real GDP grow? Real GDP grows somewhere around 6, 7.5, or somewhere around 8, etc. So what is that expected it is growing? Okay, so could be more than 8%, etc. By what? By how much did industrial sector grow in financial year 2024? So it may grow by 9.5%. Industrial, I'm talking about in the secondary, we are talking about the industrial segment. So you look at 2020, because of the COVID and contagious or contact based, it was in negative. Then immediately it moved to 12.2%. This is basically due to base effect. This is not base year, this is due to base effect. Later, it has come down. Again, it has increased. So there is no consistency in the industrial growth rate because of various factors. Next, what was the average retail inflation rate in financial year 2024? Average retail inflation is talking about what the consumer faces is somewhere around 5 to 6%. Somewhere around 5 to 6%. What is the India's gross national, like gross non-performing assets, GNA, that is NPAs is talking about as of March. So it is 2.8%. This is very important, which is making 12 years lower. So because I have already dealt in the previous, so I will not be touching this. How much is the capital expenditures as a percentage of GDP is 3.2. Even this I have discussed. Now look at the capital expenditures. It is consistently increasing from 2.1 to 2.5, 2.7 to 3.4. This we basically call it as in trends. Trends symbolizes what is that government has taken and how much is that government has taken effective initiatives so that the capital expenditures are consistently increasing. Next, how many residential units were sold across India's top 8 cities in 2023? 4.1 lakh units, making a 33%, year on year. What was the fiscal deficit of union government? I have told you already, 9 to 6, 6 to 6.4, 5.6. Later it was 4.9, and that will be reaching to 4.5% by 2025-26. So keep revising this. From 5.6, they revised it to again 5.1. From 5.1, they revised it to 4.9. From 4.1, they will take to 4.5 next year. What is the India's female labor force participation rate as of 2022-23? It is 37%, which shows a positive trend. That means it is increasing trend. What is the coverage of India's forex reserves? This I have already done in the previous session, previous video. So it was high, then it declined, then it increased. So you look at 607, from 607 it has fallen to 578 due to the global scenarios, and again it moved up to 646. Next, how much how much has been transferred under the direct benefit transfer scheme since its inception? Direct benefit transfer since its inception, like it has been somewhere around 12 to 13 years. So in such cases, how much has been transferred under the DBT? 36.9 lakh crores. By heart this number. This is basically due to DBTs. India's pharmaceuticals units has moved to third position. PIB says this, and what is its contribution? 50 billion dollars. So it is totally a valuation of $50 billion. You have to read two important things. One is pharma sector. Second one is e-commerce. Both the things are being discussed in the budget and survey. What is the target inflation projected by RBI? 4.5%. It has to be 4 plus or minus 2%. So it is fluctuating in and around of 4%. So it is slightly more than 4%. It is somewhere around, we can say, it is more than creeping. It is more than creeping, but moving towards walking. Next one. What percentage of India's electricity generation capacity is from the non-fossil? So it is 45.5 or 45.4. Earlier, the target was 33 percentage, and it will move to 45 percentage that we should reach by 2030 as part of the Panchamrit goals, as which are being mentioned as part of the Panchamrit goals. The Indian e-commerce, just now I have told you, like it is contributing $350 billion. So by what year? 2030. So e-commerce expected to grow by 30-50, pharmaceutical by 50. So Indian Railways to introduce Vande Bharat train set coaches in which year? The next coming year. Who publishes the logistic? This is very important question. Logistic performance index is published by the World Bank. Next, what is the estimated contribution of agriculture and allied sectors to GDP growth over the past 5 years? I have just told you 4.18. This question is again, I made it so that the target was actually 4%, and it is been clear that we have achieved more than 4%. Which initiative aims to encourage sustainable consumption and reduce the carbon footprints? This is what is discussed consistently from COP 26 to COP 27 to COP 28. 26 Glasgow, 27 Sharm el Sheikh, that is in Egypt, and 28 which recently took place in Abu Dhabi. So here they are talking about life. Life means how the consumption has to be, how the consumer has to change his lifestyle, which is sustainable. What percentage increase in the capital expenditures the railways see? So railways expenditures are quite increasing because of the expectation that the railways from the railway sector the government has. So average pace of and also it is also been covered in the infrastructure potential. If you could see capital expenditures on railways, like 77 percentage is what, and average pace of national highways construction has increased by 3 times. This is very important point. National highway construction, when compared to the previous, it has increased by 3 times. Which ministry oversees the multi-modal logistic parks? So the Ministry of Road Transports and Highways. This could be a direct question which can be asked in an exam. Ministry of Road Transports and Highways will take care of this multi-modal logistic parks. Which sector experiences the highest payroll additions to EPFO? That is organized sector, particular young workers 18 to 28 years experience the highest payrolls. Next, what is the estimated job creation requirement per year in the non-farm sector until 2030 to cater to the growing workforce? So approximately it is around 78.5 lakh jobs are required annually in the non-farm sector until 2030. Non-farm sector, you must be knowing. What does the PLI scheme aims to achieve? PLI schemes will target the production based on the production and the sales I'll be giving you certain incentives. I'll be giving certain incentives. It is to boost what? India's manufacturing. So PLI schemes will be applied for electronics, applied for textiles, applied for pharmaceuticals. Okay, so this can actually contribute meeting the domestic demand and also making the exports. So based on the PLI scheme only, lot of initiatives are being given, incentives have been added, that is making the lot of companies to invest in our country. So these are the top 25 questions. I'll come up with the survey with the next 25 questions. So just make a note of these 25 questions that could actually add to your existing data. Okay, we'll meet in the next video. Thank you so much.